NYPD are on the case, assisting the Mount Vernon Police Department in the search for the killer.
2 people were shot inside the warehouse at about 12:15 a.m. yesterday, and at least 10 people may have been inside at the time.
Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis is at the courthouse in White Plains with more. Marcus?
Well, Joe and Sandra, this was an attempted robbery that turned deadly, with one suspect being shot dead by an employee. Meantime, another worker was shot dead. As it stands right now, 5 defendants about to make their first appearance before a judge here in federal court. Out they came, dozens of boxes loaded into vans, evidence in what is now a federal case. Yesterday morning's attempted robbery at a warehouse in Mount Vernon left 2 dead, a shooting that involved nearly a dozen people.
Most of the people in this community know that this place was busted a couple of years ago for the same thing. My thing is why the building department didn't know.
The FBI released this image of a man identified only as Marcos, wanted in connection to the shooting. Last night, the manhunt centered in the Bronx, where federal agents and the NYPD pursued a minivan that ultimately jumped a curb near Fordham University. 1 person was arrested, but a second occupant ran off on foot. The scene in Belmont is about 5 miles away from the nondescript 2-story structure on South 5th Avenue in Mount Vernon, which has been a trouble spot before.
It is still an ongoing investigation. We are still pursuing other suspects, but in less than 24 hours and working with our law enforcement partners, we've been able to start to bring some more light to this situation.
The location operated ostensibly as a wholesaler for vape products where smoke shop owners would purchase supplies. But among the scores of federal agents are investigators from the state's Office of Cannabis Management, suggesting the presence of illegal marijuana. At least 1 suspect was killed by an armed employee at the location. The other shooting victim worked at the facility. The mayor of Mount Vernon says her city requested assistance from the FBI's Safe Streets Task Force.
People who perpetrate these types of crimes, when the FBI or the ATF or the DEA are involved, then they're also looking at federal charges. There are more resources available, and so that is why it is really, really important to make sure that when police departments are under-resourced, that you are using partnerships.
That is exactly what has happened here as this case now moving to the federal court in White Plains. Again, 5 suspects so far under arrest in custody, about to make their first appearance before a federal magistrate as this investigation continues.